What is up, my Inklings? Mr. Ink here, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last episode, we collected the one heart piece that we can get through the very difficult Dompe race. I hate you, Dompe. I hate you so much. You suck! And we also got the big quiver in the shooting gallery and even collected 2 of the 10 postals, Big Poes that we need in order to get the 4th and final bottle. And in this episode, we are going to continue getting those postals. Now, in between this episode, the last episode, and this episode, I actually found a slightly better map that that actually like gives me instructions as to where they all are. The one I was using was from IGN, and it literally just like had like a big map and kind of vaguely showed where they are. But this one's on Zelda Dungeon, and it actually has slightly different. It actually has like instructions as to where all the Big Poes are. So hopefully this one will be a little bit easier for us to find. And actually, this one here by Lon Lon Ranch is the next one on the Zelda Dungeon list. Oh, right, that one. Oh, yeah, that one just vanishes really quickly. Okay, so I think I want to kind of... So it kind of appears when I'm, kind of going on the outside of that tree. So I kind of want to come from this side, because there's less wall for it to go through. Come on. Come on, that's one. Come on. Damn it. Okay, so we're gonna have to make a big like loop around then, because I want. So we're gonna have to like come around from it way on the outside. Yeah, this episode's gonna be very riveting gameplay. I can tell. Just so much fun. I love it. I love the gameplay. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth getting. Having empty bottles is a good thing to have in a Zelda game. So. This is very, very boring gameplay, but it'll be well worth it in the end when we get the final bottle. I can guarantee you that. So if you're willing to sit through all of this boring gameplay, or if you're willing to like make it through this, boring gameplay, it'll be worth it in the end. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. I think the only one that's actually kind of hard to get is the final one, which is good because, yeah, we don't like this is a it's a good thing to So yeah, I completely lost my train of thought. I guess I'll mention this. In Majora's Mask, if you think 4 empty bottles is a lot, Majora's Mask actually has 6 empty bottles, 7 if you're playing the 3DS version. So, yeah, if you want a game where you can get a lot of empty bottles and have a lot of potions, Majora's Mask is your game. If you're really big into bottles, I'm sure there's at least one person out there who's like really, really into bottles or whatever. There's 8 billion people on this earth. I refuse to believe that there isn't at least one person that plays video games based on the number of bottles there are. There has to be. There has to be that like someone that's that weird. Right? I would assume. I don't know. Anyways, we're now at 300 points. Okay. Back out we go. Don't worry, this episode's boring. Hopefully I can get them all in this episode. In the next episode, we can actually do more interesting stuff. I think this will probably be the most boring episode of the entire series. More boring than like the ones where I have to collect like the Skullsla tokens and everything. Believe me, I'm just as bored as you are. But we need to do it. If I want to, do at least what my version of 100% completing the game is, we have to do it, whether we like it or not. Okay, so where... Okay, so I think the next one, I think it's near... It's around here. I think it's near this wall. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we want to... Okay, so we want to come at it from the outside. Because it just immediately went into a wall. I don't want that. So we go... There it is. Okay, we have to be quick, because if we're not quick enough, it'll go right into that wall there. Okay, unless... It might be easier if I come at it from... Okay, so we gotta be quick about this. Oh, now you're over here. Okay. Really? Okay. Well, this one's a little annoying. That's cool. I wish I had more interesting things to talk about while doing this this gameplay here. Gotcha. Gotcha. Back up. Get off. Alright. Yes, please. Yeah, I wish I had more interesting things to say right now. I don't know. There's not a whole lot to talk about. I mean, I guess the Switch 2 might be more expensive because of the tariffs. That sucks a lot. I guess I can give my thoughts about that. I mean, so it's 400 right now. It's I think it's listed at $450 US, which, yeah, it definitely is. It kind of sucks that it's more expensive. It's 629 Canadian dollars, which is what. So that's how much I'll have to pay, and it might even be more because apparently there's some. So I guess the reason for it. So even though you're, so the reason that okay. So a couple of days ago, Nintendo kind of announced that the pre-orders for the Switch 2 were supposed to be on April 9th. I don't know if they're still like that in Canada, but at least in the States, they've been delayed until whenever. This console's still supposed to come out on June 5th, but the pre-orders have been pushed back because of the, I think, 48% tariff that's on Vietnam, which Vietnam is where the Switch 2s are actually manufactured. Even though that, Nintendo's obviously a Japanese company, the factory where they put together the Switch 2s is in Vietnam. And so because of that, obviously the States will have to pay a lot more for, getting all the Switches and everything. So as a result, the pre-orders have been pushed back. And because of the tariffs, I think the console will end up being even more expensive. I don't know if the pre-orders, as I'm recording this right now, I don't think it's been revealed whether or not the pre-orders are still available or still happening in Canada. The pre-orders are supposed to go up tomorrow, the day that I'm recording this. It'll actually be, at the time the video comes out, it'll have been yesterday. Just based on, the day that it comes out, the pre-orders will have been yesterday. And, yeah, so I don't know. I hope that the pre-orders are still available, because I want to be able to pre-order the system. But yeah, as of right now, the console is still supposed to come out on June 5th. That hasn't changed. It's just the pre-orders are going to be pushed back a lot more. And my biggest issue, honestly, for me, my biggest issue isn't the cost of the console. It's the fact that the games are now going to be like $70 US regularly, and like 90, or sometimes 80 US, which is like $90 Canadian to over games could cost over $100. I think Mario Kart World is going to be over $100 for one game, and I'm like, that's a little absurd. I mean, I get why Nintendo is, it makes sense that the Switch is going to be more expensive. I think the issue is the fact that it kind of sets I think people are more worried about the fact that this is going to set a precedent for video game consoles, and so as a result, like all video game consoles are going to be more expensive. I mean, hell, we've already been seeing that a little bit. The PS5 Pro is like $700. I'm pretty sure, like $700 US, and it's like and it's got like a couple of improvements and not much else. I mean, hell, I had to pay $500 for my OLED Switch, and that basically just gave you like, you know, bigger screen, slightly better graphics, slightly better audio, an adjustable Switch, and like an Ethernet cable, and like maybe a couple of other things. And it was like 500. It was like, you know, $150 more than a regular Switch. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't regret buying it. I wanted to have the better version of the regular Switch. But, you know, it was it definitely I felt the pain in the hole in my wallet. That's for damn sure. Okay, so apparently, oh, I heard it. I don't know where did it go. I saw it and then it just vanished immediately. So that, yeah, I think I've, and also like the accessories are also the thing that's like really expensive. Okay. I think that's also an issue that people have is the, ooh, sorry about that. Didn't mean to hit the mic like that. And also like the fact that like all the accessories are also like really, really expensive. Like the frickin' like Switch 2 camera or whatever. Oh, why did you spawn? What the hell happened there? Okay, that was weird. And also, like, I think another issue that people have is how expensive the accessories are. Like, it's, you know, $13 US for a pair of Joy-Con straps. What? Like, really? Gotcha. Nice. Like a pair of straps, or, you know, $100 for a damn, it's $110 US for the dock. Just the dock, not the console or anything. Like, you know, it's like $100 for the Pro controller. Like, it's. And again, I get that the economy is bad and things are costing more, but like, it's a little absurd as to like how expensive all of these accessories are. So I feel like the people's issues more stem from the precedent that it sets, and less so the actual like cost of things. The fact that things are more expensive, it's more about like, you know, this could cause a trend where people kind of follow suit, and like everybody starts, you know, spending a lot of, you know, everyone starts, you know, making their consoles higher, and so just video game consoles will become like, you know, and you know, eventually get to a point where like, you know, you have to pay, you know, $1,000 for a console and like, you know, $150 for a game. Like that's what I think that's what people are kind of worried about, and it's a legitimate worry to have. I mean, I feel like eventually we will get to that point. Like, it's, you know, games being like, I don't know. I think it's, I definitely don't love how the price is, but also like I think we just kind of need to accept that like this is, you know, with the tariffs and just the economy and everything, like this is just how the world is. This is just how our economy is, and whether we like it or not, this is just how it is, and we just kind of have to learn to deal with it. Like everything is more expensive. So I don't want to turn this into a big political debate or anything. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just saying that like I understand why people are upset about how like it, and this is a huge issue for Nintendo, and I think Nintendo should be panicking about like in regards to, you know, how expensive it is and the backlash they've got. I mean, Nintendo did a Treehouse live stream a few days ago at the time that I'm recording this, and they and pretty much like all of the like pretty much the entire chat for like the 4+ hours, like they did 2 different live streams where they were just like showing off, like, you know, they showed like people from Nintendo actually like playing the game and showing it off, which was really cool. Makes me want to play Mario Kart World even more than before. I'll tell you that much. That was really cool to see. I was really excited by that. But like pretty much the entire chat like everyone in the chat was like 4 hours of pretty much everyone spamming lower the prices, drop the prices, Nintendo's greedy, like all of that. And it was like literally it was like 95% of the chat was just people spamming drop the prices. Like that really goes to show how pissed off people were. Like it wasn't like you would see that every now and then. It was literally 4 hours of just nothing but spam of drop the prices, lower the prices, etc. So yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that people are pretty upset by the price of the Switch 2. If you couldn't already tell. Okay, so the next one should be around here somewhere. And I think it's in between this. It's kind of around here, I think. Oh, there it is. Shit. Okay, so I think we need to kind of come from this side. Oops. By the way, we're halfway done. After this big old conversation, I'm halfway done. I got 5 of them now. I hate it when they like go like a completely different, like they, I'm moving forward and they move to the side, and so I end up having to like shoot them like they're not straight in front of me, and that just makes them harder to hit. Okay, that didn't want to show up. Yeah. I guess I'll talk about this. I haven't really talked about this. I've talked a lot about Nintendo, the soundtracks to Nintendo games in general. I like Nintendo soundtracks, and I've actually really been enjoying the fact that we have Nintendo Music, which is an app that Nintendo launched back at the end of October of last year. So it's been like 6 months-ish. Yeah, about six months or so of Nintendo Music. If you don't know what that is, yeah, it's an app that Nintendo launched, and think of it as essentially, think of it as Spotify, but with Nintendo Music. Basically, it's got a bunch of Nintendo games, and it has the entire soundtrack, except for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. For some reason, they released 23 of the game's tracks, and will release the rest of the soundtrack later this year. I'm wondering if maybe they're coinciding the release of the Switch 2 version of Kirby and the Forgotten Land with the release of that. They might be releasing the rest of the soundtrack like on that same day. I wouldn't be entirely surprised if Nintendo did that. That would make sense. So that'll be end of August. So unfortunately, we'll have to wait quite a bit. I mean, most of like the really good tracks that like people know from Kirby and the Forgotten Land that people talk about how good is already on Nintendo Music. I think there's like maybe 1 or 2 songs that isn't on there that I really like. The Battle of the Blizzard Bridge being one of them. I'll play a little bit of it here just because of just how great the song is. But yeah, I'll play it for like 30 seconds while I give this guy the Poe. But yeah, as you can probably hear, it's really good. The song is really good. But other than that, like most of the really good songs that are in Kirby the Forgotten Land are there. But other than that, like it's the entire game soundtracks, and there's like probably like close to like 30 or 40 games already on there. The day that I'm recording this, they released the soundtrack for Luigi's Mansion last night, which is definitely a they released it at least here, like where I am in Canada, Eastern Time Zone. They release it every Monday, like around like 8-9 p.m. Eastern Time. I think they've got it like I think every single week except for like 2. I think since they've launched, they've had really good like they've released a soundtrack, and honestly, and it's great. I like it. They have They have a lot of games, a lot of variety. They have playlists that you can create for yourself. They have curated playlists based on like the characters, even like the mood of the, you know, of the song or whatever. There's a whole like playlist for like, you know, music that helps you fall asleep, or, you know, if you're like going for a walk, if you're going for a run. And they have like they have a playlist that's just winter themes. They have one for spring. I'm sure they'll do one for summer and fall, like all that sort of stuff. And it's a good mix. Like they've got like pretty much every single console has at least one song of representation. Yeah, like pretty much every song has every console has at least one song of representation right now. A lot of Switch games, but a lot of they've been on kind of a run as of right now with NES and SNES games. I've noticed, like the last like probably good like 2 or so months, it's been like pretty much like, you know, the last like, you know, 10 weeks or whatever, it's been like an NES or an SNES game, and then like occasionally like some other console. It's been a little annoying to constantly have to, you know, like it's like, please give us something else. But they've got quite a few Zelda games. They've got, I think, a lot of Mario games. I mean, that's not surprising. No Galaxy 2 yet. Give me a Galaxy 2 soundtrack, please. They have Mario Galaxy 1. They released that with the launch of the app, but not Galaxy 2 has not been put on there yet. Please, that's my favorite game ever. I want the soundtrack for that. That and Twilight Princess, please, give me Twilight Princess soundtrack and Super Metroid. There's only 2 Metroid games on there. The original Metroid on NES and Metroid Prime. That's it. They haven't released any Metroid games since. And Pikmin. Pikmin 4 is the only Pikmin game on there. They haven't put like 1, 2, or 3 on there. Or Hey Pikmin. But there's a good like mix. There's a good mix. Like, you know, you got like, let's say Mario 64 is on there. You got like Wind Waker. I think Link to the Past is on there. Ocarina of Time is on there. Wind Waker's on there. Breath of the Wild's on there. Skyward Sword's on there. There's a few, you know, Zelda games. You got like all the NES games. Super Mario World's on there. Mario Odyssey, Mario Galaxy, Mario 64. No Sunshine yet. And like, again, like it's one of those things where like eventually like every Nintendo game will be on there. There's a couple of them I'm a little curious about in terms of like what they would include. Like all the Donkey Kong Country games are on there, right? Because those, even though those were games are developed by Rare, who is now owned by Microsoft, Nintendo actually owns the IP to Donkey Kong themselves. So, you know, that'll probably, you know, be something that'll you know, that makes sense. But like, is Smash Bros gonna be on there? I don't know, because a lot of the soundtrack is like remixes of songs that already exist, and then also just the original songs. So I don't know if that's gonna be included in there or not. So I have no idea as to like where, you know, like what will be included and what not. There's a couple of question marks that I have regarding the soundtracks, but you know, I'll be intrigued to see, you know, how, you know, what'll get included and what won't. That'll be very interesting. Okay, so the next one should be around here somewhere. Is it behind? Is it beyond this rock? There it is. There we go. Easy peasy. And get off, please. All right, so that's number 8. We only have 2 more to get. Oh my goodness. And then, yeah, next episode we'll be making our way to the Fire Temple. We'll be able to do that, which is very good. We want to do that. We'll definitely want to do that. Get the Fire Temple. At least make our way to the Fire Temple. You know, that'll be very good. Yeah, there's only 2 more, and they're both pretty close actually to the entrance to the market, which is good. So, and we'll probably be able to do it before the end of the episode. We've got 20. So we're at 24 minutes. And honestly, there's 2 left. Like, I'm just gonna, if this episode ends up being like a 35-minute episode, so be it. The last one's the only one I'm a little worried about how long it'll take, just because that'll probably take a little bit of time. But everything else will be pretty good. Poe. Very interesting. This is a Big Poe. For 50 rupees. Yeah, so the Fire Temple. Actually, the Fire Temple, I actually have quite a bit to talk about the Fire Temple itself. You know, my trivia for Ocarina of Time is definitely not as big as my knowledge of Mario Galaxy, but there is a pretty well-known piece of information regarding the Fire Temple, and just Zelda in general. That I'll talk about it once we actually get to the Fire Temple when it's relevant. But I finally have like an actual like piece of information, like trivia to talk about, which is good because I should probably do. I've been thinking I should probably do more like research on the games before I do start these series, just so I have like stuff to talk about. Because I want to not only talk about the game but also talk about like my experiences with the game, but also like maybe give a little bit of information. If you didn't maybe at least one of you will like maybe learn something new that you didn't know about the game. Because it's always good to it seems a little dumb, but learning trivia about video games can be kind of interesting. It's like, hey, there's just something cool about when the game was being made that I didn't know. That's kind of cool. I like that. There's several YouTubers that I watch that are like that, where they give kind of like trivia about the game. Mainly Chucka Conroy. Shout out to him. He's one of my big kind of inspirations for becoming a YouTuber in general. If you watch a lot of him, you can kind of might be able to see the parallels. I kind of inspire a lot of like my kind of commentary off of his, but yeah, he does a lot of research, so I commend him for his great work on YouTube in general. Just because his commentary is definitely something that kind of YouTuber that he is, and like a success and everything is something that I aspire to be. So that's a little information about me. Okay, so I think the last one should be appearing like around here, I think. Oh, I saw it. Okay, so I need to... So I kind of need to... I don't know what the best way to... This one's definitely the hardest one to get. I want it to spawn in an area where I won't go through a wall or anything like that. Not like that. The problem is I don't know what the best way to do this one is. Because it just goes into the wall, so I don't know, like... I have no idea what the best way to do this one is. There's one more I still need to get. I'll just get this one now, because this one's definitely the hardest one to get, just because of the spot that it's in. It makes it kind of tough to hit it. I think what I might need to do is like run over to like the edge of like run over here, because that'll probably spawn it, and then right, maybe. And we can kind of do like that. That should, there we go. That spawns it though. Shit. Okay. Well, we got it all figured. Okay, I got it though, which is good. I got it. Okay, I think I got it figured out. I just need to get myself into the right spot in order to actually get it. So if we do that, no, pull at the. Okay, I was about to say pull at the bow link, please. Would you please do that? Man, this one's really... No, damn it. Okay, hold on. Let's back up. Man, trying to navigate opponent through this is not easy. Gotcha. Haha, gotcha. There we go. There we go. Okay, and then just one more, and this one's in a much easier spot, which is good. I would like to catch it, please and thank you. God, my legs are asleep. I've been sitting on the floor for like an hour. Uh-oh. Okay, well, my Pro Controller that's on the floor connected by accident. I guess I didn't even realize my slipper flew off my foot and turned it on, I guess. Oh, that's a little embarrassing. Man, it makes me really wish I had a chair to sit in, because boy, oh boy, like everything is numb. My ass is numb, my foot's numb. I don't know why I'm talking about my feet and my ass, but that's just what this has come to, I suppose. Oh boy. This is the things that happened when we get into the really boring episodes. My mind just kind of wanders, and whatever comes out, comes out. No, I didn't mean to talk to you. All right. Yeah, we're at over 31 minutes, but we're close to get. We only have one left, so this one will be definitely a long episode. But we're almost done, thankfully. There's only one more. Could you please just take? Can you please just give me money, please? 900 points. Yeah, one more. One more. Thankfully, I know where it is. I think. I'm pretty sure. Barely certain I know where it is. Oh, boy. Yeah. So, I guess my kind of... I haven't really talked about this a lot, but I have a lot of fond memories of this game from my childhood. This was the second Zelda game that I ever played after Wind Waker. So, yeah, I kind of gotten introduced to the Zelda series through Wind Waker, and then this was really kind of what... This is the game that kind of really solidified, like, myself as, like, being a Zelda... Like, a Zelda fan. Just in general. Like Wind Waker was like, oh, okay, you know, introduce me to the series, but this is like, oh, I like these games now. Oh, damn it, that was, oh boy, you know I have a lot of time for that. Could you please? Yeah, I remember, I think I first played this game on the Virtual Console on the Wii U. I'll say I did not play the original version first. Mainly because I didn't grow up with a, Okay, I was right. I was like, dude, if I just hug the wall, will I be able to get it? Oh, come on. God damn it, you piece of shit. This is... You really have to, like, hug that wall. I don't know why the heck I just kind of fly off to wherever the hell it wants to go. Really gotta hug that wall. Make it show up. There we go. There we go. It's always annoying when you get like one hit on it and then it flies away and you're like, really? But there we go. There's the last one. So yeah, this game literally, like, really, I really wanted to, like, like, really got me into, like, the Zelda series and really made me a fan, you know? It wasn't like I just like the one game and I don't like any other games. No, I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like 13. I was like, oh, I actually like these games. Cool. That's a new series that I can kind of get excited by whenever, you know, a new game gets announced or whatever. I definitely used guides a lot when I was younger when I'm playing through a Zelda game. I tried to do that as, you know, as little as possible nowadays whenever I play a new Zelda game. Like, I really only use a guide if I'm, like, really, really stuck. You know? Like, or if I'm, like, I finished all, I'm like, okay, I have no idea where the remaining side quests are. I'm just going to look them up. I did that for Echoes of Wisdom. I got, like, most of the heart pieces except for, like, 3 of them I think I didn't find on my own, and, like, that was it. And so so yeah, anytime a new Zelda game comes out, I try to play it without a guide as much as I possibly can, just because, I don't know, I want to be able to, you know, I feel like the the feeling of being able to like complete a dungeon or a puzzle or something yourself is definitely more fun than just looking up a guide and being like, oh, that's what I do. Okay. Wait a minute. Wow. You have earned 1,000 points. Young man, you are a genuine ghost hunter. Is that what you expected me to say? Oh no, his Poe souls are vanishing. Because of you, I have an extra inventory of Big Poes. This will be the last time I can buy a ghost. You're thinking about what I promised would happen when you earned 1,000 points. Don't worry, I didn't forget. Just take this. And there we go. There's our fourth and final empty bottle. We now have all of the empty bottles in the game. Hooray! That's very, very good. Anyway, since this episode is going to be like 36 minutes long, I'm going to call it here. So, thank you all so very much for watching. In the next episode, we are going to make our way up towards the Fire Temple. And I will see all of you in the next episode. Bye-bye!